Okay, so I wanted to make this video just to help whoever is wanting to learn how to do the splits, how to improve your splits. So learning how to do the splits isn't something that you can exactly just learn overnight or learn quickly. It just takes practice and lots of stretch to be able to get all the way down into your splits. So first of all, I'll just give you some tips. The best surface to practice splits is putting on socks and doing it on like a wooden floor, like a kitchen floor, because your feet will just slide down really easily. It's going to hurt more because they're sliding down quite far, but it's a good way to do it. If you do it on carpet, your feet can like stop easier on the carpet and you won't be able to go down like as far. So with the splits, the first thing that you want to do is come up onto your knees and make sure that your back leg is straight, so you don't want your back leg going wonky. Start with just putting your front leg out in front. So some people struggle just to put their hands on the ground, which is okay. You'll just work on this first. If you can, try not to like round your back when you do it. Try and have a flat back. Straight front knee, and make sure your knee is pointing upwards and it's not turning in. So just a way how I like practice doing a dynamic stretch, which means like a moving stretch, is I usually just like slide down and up and just practice that. So of course, if you're just like learning how to do the splits, you won't go down all the way straight away. You may just be here, down, and then sliding back up. So this is a good dynamic stretch to do for your splits. You can do like just 10 on each leg, or maybe if you want to do more, you can do 20 on each leg. Make sure your hips are straight. You want everything facing forwards. And then you do the same on the other leg. So most likely you're going to have one leg that's better than the other. That was my right leg, that was my good leg. Now this is my bad leg, my opposite side. So you want to do the same thing. Straight front knee, make sure your back leg is straight and it's not going wonky. So if you put your knee like on a line, it can help keep your back leg straight. And you want to do the same thing, slide down and up. 10 times on each leg if you're like a beginner, 15, or you can do 20 if you're more advanced and want to get your splits quicker. So that's a good way to like warm up your splits, is doing 10 on each leg of those, or however many you want to do. And then you can also hold your splits. So 1 minute on each leg every day is recommended. If you're more advanced, you can do 2 or 3 minutes holding the splits. Now for middle splits, what you want to do, you can do like the same sort of slide out thing. You want to go onto one knee. You want to make sure that your hands are in front and your back is nice and flat. Just move it this way a bit more. You can slide out. Oh, my hip always clicks when I do that. Slide out and back in. So with middle splits, you're trying to get like your inner thighs to the floor. So you want to make sure you're going straight and your leg isn't like going forward or out to the side or going wonky. So same as before, you can do either like 10 on each leg, or maybe you can do 20. If you are a bit more advanced, then you can change to the other leg. Slide out and back in. And then when you've done that, you can actually hold your middle splits, hands on the ground. Socks on a kitchen floor is going to be sore, but it's the best way to do it. Slide down as far as you can. Stay in your hands. If you're low enough, you can actually go onto your elbows like this. Try and keep your knees straight, so make sure your knees aren't bending. Try and keep them as straight as you can. If they are bending, it's just naturally your hamstrings need a bit more stretching and practice. So try and keep your knees as straight as you can. And just practice is the best thing that you can do every single day. So if you're learning how to do something, like at the moment I'm learning how to speak Dutch because I'm in the Netherlands, I need to do it every single day for like 5 or 10 minutes is going to make a big difference if you keep it consistent. So yeah, you can hold here for a minute, or if you're more advanced, do 2 or 3 minutes, hold your splits, and you'll get better and you'll get further in your splits. And the pain is something that you kind of have to like breathe through. So don't try and get all the way down to the floor if you've never done it before, because that can be dangerous and you can pull muscles. You should feel like a stretch, but it shouldn't be absolute agony that you feel like something's going to rip. Just get to the point where you are comfortable but still in pain, if that makes sense. Yeah, so for me, like with this, I'd put my foot up a bit higher so I can feel the stretch, because here doesn't really do as much. So you do want to be feeling the stretch, but not so much. If you feel like you're going to cramp, then you need to get out of the splits, because sometimes you can cramp when you do it. So just like try and breathe and relax through the pain, and it will get easier the more you do it, and you'll be able to hold it for longer and not be in so much pain like right at the start. If you start with anything, with exercise, fitness, eating healthy, it's going to be hard at the start. But if you keep it consistent and keep working at it every day, then you'll get better. And splits are just like amazing, of course, for like photos, handstands, being able to do a full split, walkovers. Splits are just cool. So, and a cool party trick. So yeah, I encourage you to practice and stretch all the time. There are like other hamstring and hip flexor stretches that you can do, but the ones that I recommend are just doing the splits, like just holding it every day for a minute and warming up and doing those dynamic split slider ones to start off with, so that you can get lower and lower and then eventually be able to get all the way down to do your splits.